Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. Today I'm looking at IDW's Dungeons & Dragons at the Spine of the World, issue number 2. And I always get the A covers whenever I have an option, because I can't be bothered with all the variant covers. It's just too much to keep track of. So I just get the plain old A, normal, regular covers for everything. This is a comic. I've been buying these Dungeons & Dragons comics for a couple of years, and it's funny because for the longest time I couldn't be bothered with like sword and sorcery comics. I don't know why. I just like superhero comics. But then I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons since I was in junior high school, so I am a big fan of Dungeons & Dragons. But I always found the comics to be kind of cheesy and not well thought out, and like second string or whatever. So there you go. But I started getting these IDW comics, and I have to say I've enjoyed them. There was a couple of misses, for various reasons, but I read this one. I read number 1, and then the next day I read issue number 2, and I said, you know what, I'm going to showcase this. So I read this yesterday. Normally, if you follow my channel, the comics that I showcase are decades old, but the past couple of days I've been getting excited about some new comics, so I thought I'd be a little bit change things up, show some new comics that I actually like, instead of just complaining that new comics are bad. Okay, so whatever. So look at this cover. I think it's kind of neat. Okay, well, I'll talk about the creators when we get inside, but I like this cover. Kind of exciting, and this guy's got this annoying smirk, but he's an annoying character, so it kind of fits. But they're doing a pretty good job with this cover. It's kind of exciting. I mean, look at that undead skeletal giant thing. How can you not be excited? All right, so this is set in the Forgotten Realms. Okay, so this is the Forgotten Realms. It's a packaged. It's a D&D. It's a long time D&D setting, and whenever I play Dungeons & Dragons, I always made up my own. With a heavy borrowing from other stuff. That way my players could just pick up a book and know what was going on. So like I made up my own gods, I made up a lot of classic races, for whatever. Okay, these are pictures of this is the B cover, looks like a character sheet. That's pretty clever. And this is a super rare cover. I got no time to buy stuff like that. So here we have written by Amy Garcia, who I know nothing about, AJ Mendez, who I know nothing about, other than I enjoyed this, so I hope to see them around. Art by Martin Coccolo, I know nothing about. I thought this art was good. Colors did a really good job. I noticed the colors. The colors actually were the things that stuck out to me the most. Letters by Neil Uitaki, I'm sorry, and edits by Megan Brown and David Hedgecott. So this is IDW. IDW, for the longest time, it was like a premier comic book company. And they've taken some financial hits in the past couple of years, but they're still capable of putting out some good comics. I like this. It started out, like every Dungeons & Dragons, they all meet. They got to get the reason for the party to meet and go exploring together. So that's what they did. Now, they're going to this place because they gotta find these magic gems, the Chardalene. I don't know. It's the first I ever heard of them. I don't follow this Forgotten Realms lore, but apparently they're the macguffins, these magic gems. And the druid needs these gems because he's trying to grow food for his town. This warlock wants the gems because he could raise food for an army. And this, I think she's like I don't know. I know that Forgotten Realms have some unique races to it, but she's like a, I don't know, some sort of giant. I don't want to say a frost giant, but like a hill giant was. So she's like a female hill giant or something like that. And this is a dragonkin, and her name is Runa. His name is Amos, and there's Patience, and his name is Savarin. One of them is a half demon, a tiefling. Again, I stopped playing Dungeons & Dragons at 2nd edition, so a lot of these races I don't know, but it's pretty cool. So He saved her life, so she owes him a life debt, and she is aggressively trying to collect on it. Like, she doesn't like being in his debt, so she's trying to get into danger so she could save his life and call it quits. I kind of like that. That's kind of neat. This guy is like a halfling druid, and he's the good guy, and she protects him. Her name is Patience. She's like a tiefling, like a half demon character. I don't know that race. Again, I stopped playing Dungeons. I still play, but I use my own system because I'm that kind of a person. But the last actual D&D products I used was Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition. So how's that? I'm showing my age. I'm the hoary host of Hoggoth over here for Doctor Strange reference. So she's protecting him. He's the good guy. This is the warlock that is manipulating everybody, and he wants to help save the town. He's a good guy, and she's more good than she'll let on, which I kind of like that. Like the Han Solo, like, oh, all right, the scoundrel with the heart of gold. So he's laughing at everybody. Look at the snow. I kind of like the setting, and they're going into these mountains. Runa, this is where she lives. Her people, I don't know the Forgotten Realms, but apparently her people thrive in snow and blizzard conditions, and she knows that they're being followed. So she's like, I may be able to pay off this life debt faster than possible. So they go in here, they start a fire, they're getting warm, and she's standing guard. I like her character. She's honorable. She's pretending to be reluctantly good, but she is good. She's pretending to be a hard ass, but she's actually a softie. And she's a good fighter, but she's a little bit overconfident and bites off more than she could chew, which is how she ended up getting into his life debt. I kind of like that character. That's a neat character. Nice. Her flaws are heroic flaws, and good here. I like. There has to be good characters for me to really like the comic. I'm reading Bomb Queen now, and I just find it to be a drain. There's even the good guys are terrible. I just hate everything about it. I'm reading it because I bought it, but I will not be showcasing that comic. It is, I don't know. It gives me a bad feeling. I just feel dirty after reading that comic. So here everybody's sitting, talking. She wants to protect the boy. He's like, you don't need to protect me. But he's the druid who grows the food for the town. And Wallace, Foot, what's going on? Tell me that. Right there when I saw this picture, I said, I'm showcasing this comic. Look at that. That is so freaking cool. It's an undead frost giant. It's so cool. So, of course, they cut away. Bad guy in MacGuffin Town. These are like dark dwarf miners, Durugers, and you can laugh at me if you want, but I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these Dungeons & Dragons monstrous names. But this guy is forcing all of these deep dark dwarves, the Durugers. I know them from the Fiend Folio, the hardcover Fiend Folio that I have, and apparently this dark crystal has like MacGuffin powers that they need, and he doesn't care about them. He's just using them to mine. And he also is the boss of the warlock that's like, with our heroes. So look at that. Reaches in with skeletal hands and grabs this dragonkin. If anybody plays Dungeons & Dragons and knows about this, please, can you message me? Let me know about these races. I don't know anything about these races. Again, I play my own weirdo concoction of Dungeons & Dragons, and I don't know about these races. So he grabs this, and she runs out. I don't know if she let it happen or if she hesitated or what, but now she has a reason to go and save his life, and now she gets flung away, and fight Aruni breaks out, and that he yells duck, and another one tries to clobber her. So now there's two. I think there's actually four, and now they're fighting, and they're getting like what's the word? Camaraderie. Yeah, camaraderie showing up. The mutual respect is good. Although he was a good guy, he respected. She's actually respecting him now rather than as a chore. She's starting to like him, and they're fighting. And then look at this. The other guy's reaching in to grab these guys, and the tiefling, is that what they're called? She's stabbing Aruni and fighting, and the warlock, she's like, do something, warlock, do something. And he has this like magic sword. And she's like, no, save your magic. We need your good magic to grow the crops. So conserve your energy and blah, blah, blah. And he doesn't like being babied because he's a halfling, not a child. I imagine that would happen in real life. So fighting going on. And are they? Oh, I thought they were talking for a second. I don't remember them talking. But look at that. That's pretty scary. I don't know. This fight won me over. See, it's fighting going on. These things, and I like that they're not just pushovers, and I like that they're struggling to fight these things. It gives it a little bit of a urgency, a little bit of consequences. You know, they're not just heroically dispatching these, chopping off their legs. You know, after a while in Lord of the Rings or whatever, you're just like, okay, another 100 orcs. You know, Gimli's just gonna wade through them. It's just a matter of how many seconds. And now what happens is the warlock finally comes out. He said it took him a while to remember his spells or whatever. And what does he do? He actually stole the this wand, staff, rod type thing from the halfling, and he's using its powers. So, you know, he didn't even ask, and he's just doesn't realize how powerful it is. And look at that. He knocked like everybody back. Everybody back. So she's kind of stunned, and what's going on? Who survived? Okay, they survived, and you will not survive. So look at this. This is not... You're supposed to think it's the frost giant. I'm going to spoil it. It's not. It's Runa's people. It's actually her brother and sister, and they just assume this is a monster. You know, so that's what's going on there. Okay, I loved it. I thought it was really good. Again, I'm not familiar with the new Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I don't know the rules. Like, back when I played, or you know, I still play. It's wizards and, you know, magic users, illusionists. So I don't know the difference between a warlock and a sorcerer, and, you know, and a mage. These are all new, like, what, different types of wizard. I don't know. So I don't know that. So if anybody can help me out, that would be kind of cool. But it didn't ruin my enjoyment of the comic. I'm not about to buy another whole edition and learn more rules, because it's not like I play all the time anymore anyway. And then because of the COVID and the shutdown, my group kind of got ruined, and I'm trying to recreate a new group. But anyway, there we go. So I really like this. The hero struggled. Nobody is more... Well, I'm sure somebody's more powerful than the next, but they all seem to struggle. They all have their limitations. It's, you know, the classic group. They're kind of thrown together by circumstances out of their control. Some of them don't trust each other. Some of them don't even respect each other. But that is all. They're forming a group now. I read up to 3 issues. I got to read the 4th issue, so maybe it falls apart in the 4th issue. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm digging it. It's neat. Dungeons and Dragons. I could see this being somebody's campaign. I could see these as players. It's fun. So there you go. On some new comics that I'm liking. There you go. I just wanted to show you that I still do read newer comics. All right. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. See you around, and hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. Bye bye.